Alright, so, before I get in, I quickly want to say, I'm flabbergasted. He put what in Yeva to and he put what in Nori. Two videos I invested a week's worth of time into each. Just got ratioed by their kinda baddie though, which only took one day to make. Whatever, ride it, I struck gold. So MD quickies will be a mainstay now. Back to the video. Why do these solver possessions look different? One thing that just caught my eye recently was an inconsistency in two moments of Murder Drones, where Uzi Dorman loses control of herself and enters a violent state. In our first instance of this happening, cabin fever, after Uzi begins feeling the urge to drink drone oil in order to cool herself down. The eyes in her display are replaced by the solver symbol and she sprouts wings and a biting tail while retaining her normal voice. I'll dub this form Purple Solver Uzi. Due to its similarities with disassembly drones, especially with the overheating. I actually got comments when talking about this saying this Uzi isn't actually possessed, but only starving as if she's falling back on her programming. Yet when V knocks her down to the ground, she explicitly calls Uzi in this state Sin, highly suggesting this is not her in control. In a brief moment during episode 6's cliffhanger, and through the major fight scene of 7, Uzi keeps her eyes when possessed, but they turn a yellow color. When she speaks, she sounds like Sin and neglects her wings and tail appendages, instead using the insect-like eyes like Eldritch J. This I'll call Yellow Solver Uzi. What is so weird is how despite in both of these states she is called Sin, one expresses more of Uzi's original personality than the other. After being launched in the sky by N, it gives up trying to behave like Uzi and continues assuming Sin's identity out of old habit. In this first encounter it actually struggles to hold on to its host, given the angsty jelly bean's brief resurgence of control over her own body. My working theory is that the Absolute Solver program likes to assimilate personalities it finds entertaining to play out in other bodies for later. Sin is more preferable to the Solver, as her weaker and more less abled stature makes her easier to keep in check and has presumably been mentally broken, making an easier template for the Solver's ego. The reason there was no Purple Solver Nori was because the virus skipped this experimental stage, as the more aspy sounding Nori was not appealing to it, and perhaps a little too experienced to try claiming for itself. V calls Purple Solver Uzi Sin, as honestly, she doesn't care for big dum-dum semantics and just says what she sees. Sin has yellow eyes, because there's an abnormality of being a zombie drone. She visually differs from N, V and J, and is easier to overwhelm for the program. These two possessions look different, because Solver is a LARPing baddie. Thank you again for watching Murder Drone Quickies. Please help me. Darth Vader has been in my comments repeatedly asking me to explain how a human gave birth to Lizzie.